How's everyone feeling? Are we relaxed, tired, mixed, really excited for what you're about to hear? Okay. We're often told this is the folks' most favorite session of the conference, so we will not disappoint this year. This is actually, personally, my 10th consecutive year at this conference. I keep coming back for more, and I keep bringing more authors, and quite frankly, I have to say it's getting better and better every year. We get great feedback from all of you as to the folks you want to hear from, and we think we're delivering to you the folks that would work best on your campuses. So we appreciate all the feedback, keep it coming, and as I mentioned, we will not disappoint with today's presentation. So we'll be starting momentarily. Please note that the light that is shining, that's lightening up the stage here is extremely bright. So if myself or any of the authors are squinting, just work with us, you know. But we're doing this for posterity. This is going to be, all of this is being recorded today. It'll be posted to YouTube after the conference on our YouTube channel, Common Reads. So if any of your colleagues couldn't join us today, you can send them the link afterwards. We'll email the links out when it's all available. Or if you'd like to share it with folks in your department and other committees, they're all up there. So we've been building a big library which you could view at your leisure. So as I mentioned today, I'll just talk a bit about the format for those who've been here before. In fact, by show of hands, who has joined us before at this event? Okay, great. And for who is this the first time? Oh, wow. Wow, great. Welcome. So the format of this presentation is quite simple. We have 5 authors speaking for 10 to 12 minutes each about their book. At the conclusion, at the end of all 5 talks, we'll conduct a Q&A. We have 2 roaming mics out in the audience. So we will deliver the mic to you. Just raise your hand. I'll be at the podium here and I'll point to you, and if you could ask your question. And remember, it's being recorded, so be on your best behavior. Ask good questions, which I no doubt know that you will do. So I'm gonna do some housekeeping too. If you don't mind, we would love for all of you to tweet, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, whatever people are doing these days. Do all of that during the talk. You know, the hashtag is FYE14 for the conference. I just ask that you put on mute any of the sounds on your phone, whether it's a ring or beeps. Just as I mentioned, this is being recorded, so if you could mute your device, that would be very much appreciated. So without further ado, we'll move forward into our 10th FYE Author Luncheon. I talked about our YouTube channel. I should mention that we have a blog that is quite frequently updated. I know a lot of you visit and have actually submitted articles. For instance, most recently, the folks in Boston College wrote about their experience hosting Colin McCann for their event, and that essay is actually up on the blog. So definitely bookmark the blog or do the RSS feed on that so you can get to stay updated with all the latest information. We have a Facebook, as many folks have, a Twitter account, and the YouTube channel, as I mentioned. So definitely subscribe, like, follow us, and stay connected with all of the information about news for programs. We also often do book giveaways and also advanced copper reading giveaways. So these are titles that have not been released yet, but you can get a manuscript copy of them in advance of publication. So definitely you'll want to follow and connect with us. We also have an app which we premiered here at the lunch about 3 years ago, and it's also regularly updated. It has author profiles, title information, and this works both on an Android or an Apple device. So definitely, if you have not downloaded that free app, I definitely encourage you to do that. Last but not least, in terms of news, Random House back in 2010 now, almost 4 years, over 4 years, launched its first-year advisory board. I believe this is unique to any trade publisher. I don't know of any other publisher that has this. And what it is a 9-person board that advises us on our outreach to your programs. These are your colleagues, and as you can see on the screen here, we've listed the colleges that participate, and they actually, every October, we fly the board into New York for hard work and a lot of play. And here they are pictured with Gary Steingart, one of our authors. He actually came in and spoke with him about his book, Little Failures, which is a memoir. Gary's a novelist. And they actually had a photo moment with Gary and with our CEO, Marcus Stole. And just to clear up any confusion, this is the Random House Luncheon, but Random House and Penguin Publishers, so Penguin's taking place next door, we've actually merged, so we're technically Penguin Random House. Or Random Penguins, whichever. And these are good colleagues of ours. This is historic, though, that we've been running these different events. So next year, we'll definitely communicate this out to you, but it's possible we may partner more closely with them or not, or just run different events. We definitely will not run opposite each other like we are today. So I know a lot of your colleagues are next door, and it just, we want to maximize the potential for all of you to hear from all of our authors. So just a bit of a clarification point. For all intents and purposes, though, you're at the Random House Luncheon. So in your bags, you have copies of each of the authors' books that are presenting today. And you also have a copy of our new catalog. I literally did not see it in print until I arrived here at the conference. It just got off the press. As you know, our catalog is more than just a title listing. Yes, we do have title information, and we actually have a key facts box that our board helped to develop with us, which scores the book and gives you information such as relevant themes to your programs, alternate formats, whether it be audio or ebooks to serve your student population, and also messages from the authors, but also messages from your colleagues that have used our books. But additionally, if you notice at the front matter of the catalog, is a lot of resource material for you. I know a lot of folks here have not done the Common Read yet. So there's information about how to launch a program, best practices and programming ideas. We even have an article about audiobooks and FYE programs, which we thank our board for helping us develop that. So I encourage you to take a look at that content and definitely use it because it's developed for your use. Also in that catalog is a post-adoption timeline. We're here to talk to you today about books for your program, and then when you select the book, there's kind of a now what moment. This shows you what you need to do step by step in terms of getting the book, ordering copies, customizing the book, getting in touch with the author, posting the author. So it's sort of a nice flow chart for you to use as a handy reference. Now I just want to take a moment to talk about some of the titles that are not presentation titles today, but they're books that you all are familiar with, and they're now out in paperback or forthcoming in paperback. Firstly, The Power of Habit. Last year we hosted Charles Duhigg at our Cocktails and Conversations event. This book has been in paperback now about 2 weeks, so I know many programs have picked it up. It's actually featured in our catalog, so I encourage you to think about that as an adoption choice. 10th of December, it's an award-winning best-selling short story collection, which is amazing. It's been selected also for common reading. That's also in paperback. Salt, Sugar, Fat, which is used by Virginia Commonwealth University, available in paperback this month. Behind the Beautiful Forevers, I can't tell you how many emails I've received about this book. I think the hardcover's been out about at least 2 to 3 years, where folks are wondering when the paperback is coming. Will be available in April of 2014. We've developed a teacher's guide and discussion guide to go with the book. It's available in or we can ship out the print copy to you for that discussion guide, but that book is on the horizon. Enrique's Journey. This is a book that we hosted the author, I think, almost 8 or 9 years ago at this conference, Sonia Nazario. It's a book that just continues to be adopted. I think over 100 programs have already selected it. We often get so many questions about Enrique. Where is he now? How did the story sort of end, so to speak? So we went back to print with this updated, revised edition. It includes a new epilogue, which tells you the story of where Enrique is today, photos of Enrique and now his family, as well as an interview with the author. So that book will be available, in August of 2014. Just want to talk briefly about some adoptions. The Other Wes Moore, again, one of the folks that we've hosted here years ago, Illinois College and Florida State University have selected it. Orange is the New Black, which is now a Netflix series. The book was just picked up by Maryville University. And The Dinner, which is a novel that we pitched here some years ago, was picked up by Clarkson University. So without further ado, we're now moving into the presentation portion of today's program.